Hello everybody, and I hope you're having a good Sunday going on. Let me make sure that I see what everybody's saying. Let me see who's on. Hi Lena, Leah, Pamela, Susan, Francis, oops, sorry, Creative Pegasus, and Laura, Elaine, and Millie. Yeah, there was no sound probably. If you don't have sound, because my microphone shows that it does have sound. Let me make sure that I have everything set properly. Audio, yes, everything shows fine, and it is to the max. So if there's anything about the sound, it's not from me. I'm checking on this other one. Levels, everything is pretty much at the max. So hi Laura, hi Kimba. Let me tell Pamela that she must reload. Hi Judy. Okay. So, I know that we have quite a bit of stuff that's left over to be finished, and honestly, I might have to just do them as standalone tutorials. Excuse me, because with all my cleaning and rearranging the house and everything, I kind of went over, and I am sorry, but I've been going again through another very fatigued thing. Hi Mary, hi Soile. Hi Tina, hi Carrie. Okay. Okay, good. And I'm sorry, I'm struggling really hard, and especially with the new shoulder pain that I've been having since kind of between the first and second eye surgery, but I couldn't do anything because I was still focusing on the eye thing. Bonjour, Aurore. Hi, Chris. And yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just struggling. I honestly started thinking that maybe I should just take a break or stop some of the things that I'm doing altogether, because apparently I cannot keep up, and even if I want to. So I'm struggling. I really am struggling. I hope to get better. I don't know. At this point, I don't know. But what I wanted to tell you, I know that everybody is, and I didn't bring them. Hold on a second. Okay, I have a ton of stuff to show you. So, my eyes are the same. I still don't see very well with the left one. I mean, I see much better than before, but it feels like I need prescription. But I'll see the eye doctor Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, so I'll know if he allows the eye surgeon to go back in and replace the lens, or they gonna consider that that's it, because this is the eye where I had the sclera transplant. Anyway, so I know that a lot of you are super excited about the new turquoise. These ones I resanded, and they are not buffed yet. There are only 2 of them buffed. But what I want to do, I want to thank you, Elaine. Hi, Tia Lisa. Hi, Cindy. Did I say hi, Cindy? If I miss anybody, please, I apologize. But sometimes the chat just goes so fast I cannot keep up. So the thing is that, yes, everybody was like, oh, these look so beautiful and so wonderful. In my opinion, they still don't look like the real thing. And I'm talking about the matrix part. So I'm still doing some more experiments because I want the matrix to look more like the real matrix, you know. Yes, they are pretty, they look beautiful, but they are not, you know. So yeah, it's going to take a little bit, and that is especially because I have to treat the clay in a specific, you'll see what I mean, but anyway, it's something that involves like 2 days. So the other thing that I wanted to tell you, if you want to be prepared for my future tutorial, or if you want to just do it by yourself, there's something that I got from Trish from Polyclayplay, and I got them because I thought these will be absolutely fabulous for Christmas. Of course, we are thinking in advance, right? And this is on, let me get this down so I can type. So it is best flexible molds. If you didn't know that, best flexible molds also has these half-sized ones. And let me get to the exact best flexible molds, because the mold that we are going to work with today also has that. Okay, if you go down, yeah, I know. If you go down, you'll find them. There's one, these are the half-sized, and they are $6, a little bit over $6. Let me see. Yeah, see, like, let me put it on the screen. See, like these ones, they are $6.79. They are only half. And I got this one that is with little elves and with a little drum and a little Christmas tree. And I got the Santa face that also has some holly and stuff, because I thought that making some ornaments by themselves using these molds, but also putting these molds on the glass bowls would be also awesome. Thank you. Yeah, so I thought that this will be fabulous. The other one is this one that is not the best flexible mold, and let me find it for you. Let me search like this. And these are already in the oven as I speak, and they are getting baked, because I had so many requests about making tutorials on buttons, and I'm going to do one using these molds. Yes, that one looks gorgeous too. But see, these molds are really neat for making buttons. They do take a very good detail. And there are all kinds with flowers, but there are a few tricks when you're making buttons out of polymer clay. See, they are very, very nice. And there are a few tricks when you're making buttons with polymer clay, and like on these ones are not so much, and this is why I want to show you how to do this. They are not so much with the kind of buttons with holes, but they are the kind of buttons that, I don't know the term in English, they have like a little loop in the back. Mostly metallic buttons have that. So hi Silver, hi June. So I wanted to show you this, and then we'll have a couple other. They won't be long, they will be short, because there's not a lot to show you, you know, just to how to use a lot of scrap stuff, including old canes to make buttons out of. Thank you, Ellen. Then the other thing that Trish sent me, she added in my last order, and she was like, nah, you must. She was like, are you aware? I have to admit, I'm a completely non-sport watcher. I don't really care what matches are on TV, whatever. Since I was a child, I never understood the ball games, any kind of ball game, from tennis to baseball to football to soccer to whatever. The only sports that I ever watched on TV were gymnastics, Formula One, but I stopped watching those after Senna died. And yeah, this is also one from Trish. And I was watching, not the horse races, but I forgot how they are called. When the horses show what they can do when they dance and they jump over little things. Anyway, but Trish sent it to me, and she was like, I know that you don't like sports, but people like sports, and there's big baseball game going on, so you need to show. Some ladies might want to make earrings or stuff for the games, and you need to show them how to. So she sent me this little mold. It's also in the best flexible molds, and I posted the link a little bit higher, and it's also a half size one. And I'll do real soon, because also this one doesn't require a lot of stuff. You can do it either with colored clay. I mean, honestly, I didn't even know what this is. I know so much about dressage. Thank you, Kimba. I know so much about baseball that I had no idea what this is. So yes, the pink mold, and I posted the link, Cindy. If you scroll a little bit, I posted the link with the buttons, fancy stuff. Okay, the other things that I got as molds are these. And these I got because when I saw this, I had in my mind the image of, and I want to test these, well, of course, with polymer clay, but I want to do some tests with resin and with liquid clay, because I think that these are so delicate, and they would make some absolutely fabulous earrings that would be, like hanging a whole bunch of charms together. Yeah, the home plate. Somebody told me that it's a home plate. I had no idea. And the same goes for this one. You can see that they are a little bit similar. These are with petals and stuff. But I just want to test them. This is the old style that, I normally don't trust very much. And this is the new style, Scalpy mold. And then the one that we are going to work with today is this one. It's also a best flexible mold, and it's called Divas. And Diva can mean goddess. And you know that today, that's the point of the live today. It's the autumn equinox. Now, the other things that I got, and some of them you will not find them. I've been trying to find them on an American store. I ordered them from France. I had some unpleasantness going with it, but The idea was to test it because I want to check the differences, and I've been working on making several cabochons to be able. They are all easy to clean, Lena. Oh, you're talking about the scalpy ones. Yes, the scalpy ones are horrible. These ones, they are horrible to clean. Even dish soap and water and brushing, and they have the tendency, no matter how much stuff you put on them, they have the tendency to get dry and crack. Okay, so I got a whole bunch now. I have a full collection of varnishes, and I'm going to make a whole set of cabochons with all kinds of varnishes, so you can see the differences and you can make your own mind if you want them. Then if you look in the baking blanks in my Amazon influencer store, and let me give you the link to it. If you look in the baking blanks, and I did now they are all nice and arranged. They are not like before, because before Amazon didn't allow us influencers to arrange nicely our store, but now we can move things around and have them nicely assorted. So this is the Amazon influencer store for the US. And then I do have an Amazon influencer store that it's pretty filled up for the UK. Let me get the link up. Okay, not this one. Oh, okay, this is the UK influencer store, and people have already started using them, and I am still working on the France, Germany and Italy ones. Hi JC, hi Natalia. And I don't know if there is a Russian one too. I'll check. But anyway, you will find this one, and why I liked this one and why I got this one, because look at the beautiful texture it has on it. And when you're using it, and I was showing that, I was trying to show you the last live on this one. I was trying to get it off the, and you can find this other one too on the baking blanks. Because when you use these that are textured, you already have a texture on the back. You don't have to worry about placing a texture and messing it up. It's already there, you know. So yeah, they are between $10 and $20 each. But if you think about how much you pay for other stuff and what an investment this is, it's, to me, honestly, they are very excuse me, they are very well priced. Ow, 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 my shoulder. I cannot reach, especially on the left. Then, so I told you, I got extra from what I have. I got the Darby, because everybody was singing praises to Darby. I got the Cernit, I got the Fimo. I even got the Lucy Clay Glassimer, just to test it. So I got quite a bit of stuff, and you see I have the smaller and larger and all that. The other thing that I wasn't able to find in the US, and where is it, is the poly paste. That is kind of like the bake and bend, but it's more adhesive when it comes to clays and stuff. And then I got these, and you'll see soon the tutorial. What I can tell you, yes, they are in the charm section. They should be in the charm section on my influencer store, but essentially, and the ones of you who are fans will know what this will be about, because these are charms with the sun, the moon, and the stars. So the ones of you who are fans will figure out what is this related to. Thank you, Kimba. I got one about 10 minutes before starting the live, so I should be okay even if it's rainy. And yeah, these will be related to a very soon to be posted tutorial on YouTube. So remember, sun, moon, and stars, if you know what I'm talking about. Because I had a poll posted and I asked if you want something related to it, and it was close to 70% yes. So we'll see how that comes out. Then the other thing that I want to try, actually these I got for some sculptures, because some of you know I'm also testing the PolyClay, that new flexible clay, and I did all kinds of stuff with it. Now I'm testing the sculptability of it, and I needed some eyes because I didn't want to waste time to make eyes, so I'm sculpting some little creatures and stuff, and I'll be doing some more things so I can do a full good review about it, a proper review. The other thing that I bought just to try, because I'm very curious, and it must be much easier to do. Does any of you who know what these are? And they are actually for nails, and I want to see if they make placing rhinestones easier. Right. This I'm not gonna show to you because it is related to exactly what I said before, that the fans will know what I'm talking about. Then what I can show you without breaking secrets, yeah, I'm going to show you how to make, and this is from an idea by well, what's her name, Debbie, oh god, yeah, no, there's not, I have a gel marker here, here's a gel marker, but these are supposed to be some kind of pens. And that's why I said I'm gonna test them. I don't know if they are going to work. Okay. So I don't know, but we'll see if they do work. This is a gel thing that I'm going to try, and I have a few more. But yeah, this other thing, Debbie Crothers. Okay. How to make stamps using your glue gun, and they can come up really. What did I do the other one? I just had another one here. I have gremlins. Oh, it's underneath. And they work especially when we are talking about mokumegane, day leaves. You can do some exceptional stuff, some exceptional patterns in mokumegane. This is, somebody sent it to me because mine was so bad, but they sent me one that they had found they had extra, but in the meantime I had already bought one when they came back on, and you can find them in the molds section. When they came back on, I did order one. Let me see what else I can show you from here. That's not, I think that this is it, without breaking secrets that somebody you know who might take advantage of. Anyway, I have a brand new one that's going to come in about a week, and that's going to be for the giveaway for whenever I do 1,000 likes on Facebook. I'm close to 1,000 followers, but I need 1,000 likes to do the giveaway. I'm not going to do it before that. And then, as I said, I'm going to start doing some more giveaways on Facebook. But Getting back to our subject, and before that, does anybody... Yeah, I have this, but I can tell you it's practically almost worth nothing. They don't work anymore. I tried moistening them a little bit to renew that gel thing they have. No, it's not worth the money, honestly. I mean, I'm doing a better job with my poink finger than with this. And with the tweezers, I have that tweezer set that's doing a great job. Okay, so anybody has any questions before I start working with this? Okay. Oh yes, and the other thing that I got and I can't wait to use, it was also from that French online store. I found this, and I'm sorry they're a little sticky because that parcel had a mishap. It's Grain Creative with silk screens. And I am and this one especially caught my eye because I have in my list to make both a Moroccan tile type of canes and a Talavera mini series canes. So you need to send me the link from wherever you got it, Kimba. Jessica, yeah, you're less late. Yeah, and Pamela, I'm not going to even say, because when you said there that rhinestone placement pens, then I don't know how to say it. Don't get me wrong, I'm as far from illiterate as it can be. And as you know, I know speak and read several languages. But I have a little bit of reading dyslexia, because I don't know how to call it otherwise. When I first look at something, and my brain forms a completely different. So I read the Grain Creative. Yeah, I'm going to try and find them and see if I can find more, because while I was looking at this, right now I'm working on and this is on a sponsors tutorial. I'm working on a mini series of Pueblo type faux ceramic, and these look very, very, very much. I also have one of Mike Braille's silk screens, but I thought that they would be absolutely fabulous. And yeah, and by the way, one thing I can tell you, and they opened the registration on the website, the PolyClay people, it's with that new flexible clay that's... And why it's taking me a little bit longer than other people is because I'm trying to test pretty much everything, including cosplay stuff and sculpting and regular everyday. But what I can tell you is that once these guys come on the market, there's gonna be a big, big dip in the income of the texture makers, because this clay is the best thing ever to make textures with. And why is that? Because it's flexible. You can make textures and put them through the pasta machine with the clay, exactly like the Helen Braille and the Makins ones. And it keeps detail very, very good. Just to show you really quick, not this one, let me get one that actually has a lot of texture on it. looking for let's take the hibiscus one. And another thing that I noticed is that you don't really need a release agent. This one is a beautiful, beautiful. It is one of the $17 ones, and honestly you can find them cheaper if you get them directly from Cool Tools than on Amazon. On Cool Tools they are $15, on Amazon they are $17, and you pay shipping in both cases. Anyway, you see this one is perfect even for a bracelet. It's long enough for a cuff. But let me show you. It is a little bit sticky. It's kind of like in between Fimo sticky and Cernit sticky, if that makes any sense. The ones who have worked with both clays know what I'm talking about. Hi, Fran. But let me show you. And because after you bake it, it's flexible. I'll go real quick in the kitchen and bring the what I've been putting through the oven. Still, yeah, I do have a little bit of issue to do this because I kind of need to stand up to do it. See how perfect it gets, every single little detail. And then let me bring the one that's baked. Because see, I baked it at different thicknesses, and I've been trying all kinds of surface treatments for it to see how it does before baking, after baking, how well the stuff gets bound to it or not. And the different thicknesses, as you can see, I have different thicknesses here. So this is the thickest setting. Look at this. And you know that usually on the thickest setting they get really, yeah, you cannot buy it right now, but they open the registration on their website, so you can register to get the updates, because right now they are testing colors and probably translucent. It comes in, I'm not sure about soft, medium soft, firm, and extra firm. I wouldn't try the extra firm. Hold on, let me get you the link to it, if you want to be notified for when it comes up. They are the makers of Monster Clay that was up for a few years. The one that I have though is the medium soft, and it's not terrific for sculpting. You need a firmer one. Hold on, let me find, I cannot find the, give me just a second please. Let me get the website. If you follow Tina Holden, the beadcomber, she's also testing it. Yeah, you can sign up at their, the best thing is to sign up at their Facebook to be updated of their. Okay, hold on. Why? What the heck, it was just giving me a horrible long link. Okay, so as you can see, the thinnest one, it's even better than the leather clay. it does. I'm testing. I'm still at the testing different temperatures and different length of time of baking. This was just for 20 minutes, so. But I have the other ones. They are already sorted. This was my first test. The other ones are nicely sorted and glued to, taped to stuff. But you'll be able to hopefully find it soon. But what I wanted to say, and see it's very bendy and flexible. These were baked for a longer time. And I tried with the tentacle to do stuff. It has no translucency though. This is a foot I sculpted. But it's just, you know, a rough sculpting. It's not something that's... I'm at various stages of experimenting. She is, huh? And yeah, I'm working also on a bracer for cosplay. Of course, it will be Guild Wars is inspired, as well as a necklace made out of leaves that's also Guild Wars inspired by the Silvari, by the orchid. But yeah, as you can see, it is beautiful, and it catches the antiquing on it and the surface treatment, and especially the metal look is absolutely fabulous. So I kept you long enough on this. Let's get to that, because I've been for over half an hour blabbering. Okay. Now the main thing with these, this one is essentially a bit too big to wear as a pendant, right? I mean, look at it. It is 5 inches tall almost. So that's a little bit too long for a pendant, but it makes a beautiful wall decoration. But these ones are pretty good for pendants, and there is a tutorial similar on Trish's website. Thank you. But I've been so little active lately. I'm just really frustrated because of that, because I can't do stuff. As I said, I used to be an overachiever, and even if it's been 10 years and this thing has happened gradually, I'm still not happy. The tutorial that's on Trish's on Polyclayplay.com shows you how to make this stuff with little flowers and things. But what I was thinking to show you actually was how to make this goddess in a metal type setting, because we know that there are a lot of pagan people and people who, even if they are Christian, they still follow some of the old celebrations. And not only that, but this doesn't really have to be pagan. This is the shape of the Neolithic statues that have been found in what is today's Romania, Ukraine, Bulgaria. It was the area of the Cucuten Tripilia culture, Neolithic culture, and even older cultures that, by everything that was discovered to date, indicates that they were matriarchal societies. And the ones of you who are more interested in this subject, I am personally, and because of my formation, because I'm a philologist and I did linguistics and ethnolinguistics and all kinds of other stuff, there was an archaeologist named Maria Gimbutas, or Gimbutas, depends how you want to pronounce it, who was actually the one who can be named the actual point of origin of the neo-pagan and the paganism resurgence, because she was the one who went, she was a war refugee who ended up in the US, became a professor. Thank you, Donna. I'll try. No. And I'll show you. Actually, let me show you a few examples. But anyway, so Starhawk, who the newer people don't know much, was a name of reference for the neo-pagan movement. And there is a beautiful documentary that Starhawk did called Signs Out of Time about Maria Gimbutas. But anyway, she was the archaeologist who studied the whole Eastern Europe area. And not only that, but she was able to, because especially in the ancient Dacian tribes, Thracian area, there is the tablet of Tartaria, who has the oldest writing on earth. It's even older than Mesopotamia. And she also found, and she has several books, one of which is called The Language of the Goddess, where she found all the occult symbols and their meaning and how you can find them in present day life. Because, for example, you have the triangle with the point up is the sign for male. The triangle with the point down is the sign for female. And it's very easy to think because it actually refers to the shape of the pubic hair. And then the lozenge is the sign for fertility because it's these two triangles together, you know. And like the circle is the egg, is the beginning. The zigzag, it's the fangs, it's the sign of destruction. And if you go and you look on the designs on ancient Neolithic pottery and on present day, some Native American, some East European pottery and rugs, you can actually decipher a whole message due to all those symbols there. On some rugs, you can directly see that this was woven for a new couple who just got married. It wishes them a life of fertility, of a lot of children, and to be protected from illness and all that kind of stuff. It's very, very interesting. So I said I was going to show you the Tripilia. So you can see the shape, where all this shape of the goddess came. And some of them, yes, they did come, but that's the... And also the spiral means the time. Okay, let me get to the display. Okay, so this is an example. Let me find the specific goddesses. See, if you look here, there are some here, but it's too small, a little bit too small. And most of them did not have heads because it was or faces, because it was considered that nobody can know the face of the goddess, or the goddess has no face. This is the famous gathering of the goddesses. Let me get to that. See, they are all little statues, and they were found in a single... Let me search for goddesses, actually. There we go. Some of them, and it is believed, because some of them, they do have little holes, and it is believed that they were putting feathers there for times of ritual. This is where this shape comes from. The shape with the spiral, there are a few that were found not only in this area but see, everything, this is the spiral of the beginning and the spiral of the end. This is the fertility with 4 eggs inside, and this is the tree of life, the growth. And yes, I did study that because being a linguist, I did study that. But yeah, getting back to our thing, let me close the display. And let's get back to our thing. So, first of all, you can easily place, and I'm going to see if I have any graphite here. If I don't, I'll just mix some silver and black. Oh, let me see if I have any in my scrap plate, because I have a lot of scrap. Damn it. Pardon me. I didn't intend to swear, but I dropped something. See, I have a ton of pearlescent scraps. This is how I keep them. Let me see. This is. Let me try and find the graphite type one. This is a little darker. This is too bright. These are my special colors, and some of them are actually scrap. Because you need something a little bit darker than the plain silver. And if you don't have graphite, you can simply mix a little bit of black in some silver clay, and you get something dark enough to look like ancient oxidized silver. Let me see, is this one pearlescent? No, it's not pearlescent. I got the wrong one. Well, we're gonna still work with this. It's fine. It's better to use it pearlescent. And you know, to obtain graphite, you just mix silver and black, and you're done. So on the inside, you can actually use anything. You can use any kind of thank you, Pamela. You can use any kind of scrap because you're going to cover it. So I'm going to simply place this in here to get my mold, and you want to make sure that it is well in there. And if you don't know where to find these, I do have in the influencer store where to get this kind of cosmetic sponges, and including the larger ones. They are not very expensive. I think they are in applicators. So you get your shape, and then we want to get it out, and then you can work on this one as is. Let me actually make another one to show you the two different kinds. But see, I don't know why it shows here it's kind of reddish when it's not reddish. Let me see. Oh yeah, my light was on the warm side. Yeah, I showed Tina was asking about, Bitcomber was asking about lighting, and I told her that since I got these lights, I'm really happy with them. because you can change the color of the light from warm light to cold light. You can make it dimmer, you can make it more. And yeah, there are even fetuses here, and crowns and all kinds of other little things. So you can make a mother and a baby if you want to. Oops. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do one as is and one we are going to cover it. And in order to cover it, you want to get your clay on a fairly thin. So let me see, what did I use here? Yeah, I used the 6 on makings. And I want something that's got some lines or spirally stuff. Let me see what I got here. Yeah, let me grab my. Okay. And if you didn't get one of these, I'm so happy since I got mine. It's also from Trish. It's a embossing folder organizer. You look at this. You can put all your stuff in here. Oops. And you can make it even fold if you hold it backward, upside down. But let me look for something that's either liney or spirally. I think that this might work. I think this one is the best. This is also a cool stools, and yes, it is in the influencer store. All right. Because you want it to be very fine, you don't want it to be thick at all. And this being very spirally, it works perfectly for a goddess figurine. Actually, I think I can do it even thinner. Let me see. But the thinner it is, the easier it is to wrap it around the mold. I still have some armor on it. Let's try this again. I'm using the wax paper. No, this is the, oh, you mean this one? This is not an embossing folder. This is a Cool Tools, and yes, it is in the textures in the Amazon store, but the embossing folder organizer is from Polyclayplay. Hi, Marietta. My secret stash? I have no secret stash. Well, yeah, it is secret stash because it's like I have no idea where it is. And then when I reorganize, I'm like, oh, look what I got here. It was a secret. So yeah, I have a secret stash. Only that it's secret from me too. Because you know the CRS thing that can't remember sh dot dot t thing that happens when you get older. Yeah, that's the syndrome. So it happens so many times. Now this was a little bit too thin to do a texture with, but it's still there. So yeah, this time I tried the, what did I try, the 7 or the 8, to tell you what not to use. Oh yeah, that was a 7. So don't do a 7, do a 6. And a 7 is a little bit too much, too thin. Yes, that is from Polyclayplay. It's, let me find it for you. Okay, give me just a minute. There you go. Of course you can find it, and I think I did put it in the organizing stuff in the influencer store. Organizers, I think it's there, but you'll have to check because sometimes stuff is cheaper on Amazon, sometimes stuff is cheaper on Trish's website. So that's the link for Polyclayplay. And I think I have it on the Amazon store too. Let me check. Give me just a second. The organizers. The ones of you who usually buy through my influencer store know that there's a whole bunch of stuff you can find there. Okay. And yes, I did put all the little cellophane bags there as well. Let me see if it's in the textures or if it's in the organizers. It's not in the organizers. So let me check in the textures. I might not have found it on the US Amazon. I kind of doubt that. I might have just forgot about adding it. That's possible too. But yeah, no, I do not have it in the Amazon store. Huh. No, it's right here. It's right here. I don't know why I didn't put it there. I'm gonna put it in the organizers. Oh, there are 2 different sizes and they are not on the first option is not, it's from different sellers and some of them are prime and some of them aren't. So well, let me put them, I'm gonna add them to organizers in the influencer store. Oh, come on, please don't. Please don't. I hate because I have Facebook just pops up a notification right when I'm trying to click on the screen. You know, it's really irritating. Okay. No, it's not an easy way. You can either go through my website or through the YouTube channel. Because if you go, let me show you. If you go to my channel, not to a video, if you go to my channel, and if you look right on the, whatchamacallit, on the photo that's on the header, you'll see some little icons, and one of them is the store. What flexible texture sheets? Who has that? Lena, who has the texture sheets discontinued? Okay, I'm gonna keep working on this so we don't waste time before I get in pain. Okay, let me try and get this a little bit brighter. There we go. Thank you, Natalia. I don't speak a good enough Russian to be able to present in Russian too. I understand most of it. I understand if I read it, but it's been so long since I spoke Russian that... Okay, it's too long, too much. I have the bump that tells me where the figurine is. And remember, I told you that always you can manipulate the clay to go in the position you want it to go in. And I need my scissors that are right here near me. Never mind. And you always go a little bit in the middle, then you get back on the sides, then again in the middle, because what you're trying to do is to deform the clay into going like this without wrinkling. It does wrinkle, but after the point that I'm interested in. Awesome, Justin. How did it go? Which of them? She might discontinue something under two. There are two conditions that she might discontinue something. When the manufacturer itself discontinues one product, or if she had purchased something and it didn't sell good, then she would not get that in stock anymore, but it would still be there as on order. But if she completely discontinued something, that means that most likely the manufacturer is not producing that stuff anymore. So how did I do what? Okay, Justin, I'm waiting for you to tell me how did it go. How did your craft show go? And yeah, it's easier if you first bake it and then you add this, because it's easier to trim the excess than when it's raw. So it's better to first bake the inside and then place the textured clay on top. Let's see, here I cut a little bit too much here, and I'm gonna have to fix that. So I'm gonna go a little bit sloping until this goes full. And we have one with texture. And on this one, let's make our own texture. And I'm going to simply go with lines in a sun pattern like the Tripilia Cuckoo-10 goddesses. If you don't know, Justin actually makes some really interesting stuff. I have subscribed to him on Instagram because he posts quite a bit of stuff and I love his stuff. And you can actually see in time how he has evolved as an artist. It's awesome. I really, really like his stuff. And this will look more crude, right? It will look a little bit more Neolithic-y, if you want. And you can make it actually as a ceramic kind of stuff, not necessarily as a metal thing. And the next thing you can do, let me get this again and get it through the machine on a little bit of a thicker thing. The next thing you do, you just put it on another piece of clay with a texture. And don't forget to check on Polyclayplay because there's that free tutorial that shows you how to, do the stuff with the flowers and vines and things. So here you can choose whichever texture you have that you think might look good. Right, you don't have to even use a very super duper one. This is a folder that doesn't fit in the organizer. It's too large. Let me see what I got here. Ow, 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 ow. No, this is filigree. Let me get this. Here you can even use the makings. It will be just fine. And if you find the cool tools too expensive, they also have these smaller ones that are fabulous. Remember I used this in one of the recent tutorials I posted. The one with the earrings. Let's see what would work nicely. Yeah, makings are the cheapest things you can get. Because it's also with some spirally stuff. And why I like the embossing folders versus and the makings versus other ones, because they have innies and outies. The makings have the advantage that you can get them through the pasta machine with your clay. Actually, let me grab a makings as well. Because if the embossing folders, they have one on one side and one on the other side. The makings, oh my god. Oh god. I have a cat in here and the cat farted. And if you think that dog farts are killers, you should smell a cat's fart. Ugh. I might have to liberate. But yeah, see, like, Makins has all kinds of, and see, on one side it's going one way, one is an innie, one is an outie. Wonderful, Justin. That is a really, really good thing. You need to go to more craft shows, because you're doing good. A lot of beginners, would, more experienced people wouldn't be able to do this good. And if you have such good exposure, that is awesome. Wonderful. Okay, let's see. We want this to go outwards, so I'm going to use this one, because see, if I'm trying to use this one, the spirals will go in the clay because they are raised here. But happy equinox to you too, Sally, or Maybon, how some are calling it. But these ones, the spirals are inside, so they will be raised after I put them on the, I put it on the clay. So again, a bit of armor roll, and always place your release agent on the clay, not on the texture, because on the texture it might get in the nooks and crannies, and some areas might be without release agent. But if you put it on the clay, it's going to be all over the place. Alrighty. And if I forgot to say it, because I know I started saying it, but I don't know if I finished saying it, I used the wax paper so the clay would not cling to the roller and come on it. Okay, so now we have everything we need, pretty much, to make a pendant. And it's better to cut with the sharp end of the blade, always. Yeah, I cannot get on Instagram here, so Justin, you better tell people. Okay, so first you want to place the wax or color or whatever you're going to use. But essentially you must first cut. And my suggestion is to do a freehand cut. You can use a cutter, of course, but your best bet is to do a freehand. And the best ones are the shield cuts. And yes, there are cutters like that too, but they are hard to find in the US. I ordered one from, what's their name? Nebraska? Yeah, don't forget to give me thumbs up. Don't forget to give me thumbs up. And also, if you didn't know yet, I have opened, yeah, I didn't do a perfect cut. Let me try again. I recently opened a Facebook group for my followers and subscribers. And I made a mess here, but we'll fix this. And let me give you the link. Where I give a lot of tips. What the heck? I got the Channelytics. What the heck is the Channelytics? Okay. Yeah, he does great stuff. Okay. So, as I was saying it's called the Days Playground. And I have like educational units where I post the information needed. For example, we got like on, let me see which I have on the baking polymer clay. I just updated it here because it's the big section is about polymer clay, and then I have updated with the baking polymer clay, with conditioning polymer clay, with what brand of polymer clay to use. And then not only that, but I activated the mentorship so that people who are good in various areas, not necessarily polymer clay, they can go ahead and mentor some other group member, because for example, we have people who are very good beaders, and people who want to mentor somebody, they can register there and they can exchange information, and they can mentor someone however they decide. And you'll see that we have already a few mentors that have listed themselves, and you can register yourself as a mentee, like you need some help in certain areas. And not only that, because the way that I made it, it's not to help just with the craft, but if we have people who have dealt for a long time, like let's say with chronic pain, or with certain types of degenerative diseases and stuff, it's just would be able to mentor somebody with tips and advice on how to deal better with certain aspects of life. And because remember that the majority of my subscribers and followers are ladies that are over 40 years old. And in our age group, there's all kinds of stuff that is happening, So I probably won't be able to get to accept anybody in the group while I'm still doing the live, or right after the live when I'm resting. But don't forget to go ahead and do it, and don't forget my thumbs up on here. And as I said, on the Kalyana Facebook page, I'm going to start posting more stuff. And in some cases, it might be that I would post the tutorial first on Facebook and then on YouTube. So if you want to be updated earlier on what I post as tutorials, you might want to like the Kalyana Facebook page. And I'm still in the process of moving the website to a better hosting. Okay, so you saw what I did. I actually placed some of the Art Alchemy Old Silver, which is my best silver wax of choice when it comes to ancient silver look. And I cannot find my little alcohol bottle, spray bottle. Oh yeah, and what I wanted to tell you, the other thing that I ordered was Cernit mica powder. I said there that I cannot mentor very often because I'm trying to do all these things. Remember whenever I talked about, and I know I have a tutorial that tells you how to various solutions of obtaining full silver look. And one of them is with mica powders. And I said if you want to have a newer silver look, you kind of need to mix, for pretty much all brands of mica, you kind of need to mix silver with white pearl in order to obtain the sterling silver look. But Cernit's mica seems to have the proper look for silver. Let me find it. Look at it. And this is silver. Let me get my thing back. This is silver. Argent in French means silver. And look how silverish it is. Let me open it and to give you an idea. It's very diamondy. Actually, I think I ordered something that's not diamond, that's not silver. This is not silver, is it? Doesn't look, it looks iridescent. Anyway, I'll try it. I'll see how it is. But that was very, because like this, it looks like sterling silver. I'll have to work it and see. It looks like glitter. Huh, maybe I was enthusiastic about nothing. We'll see. Yes, you do. I had a very nice lady from Oklahoma City who came and helped me about a week and a half ago, I think. Anyway, let's get back to this, because it's not long before I won't be able to stand up anymore. At this point, because you have placed already some wax, you, even if it's raw clay on raw clay, you still want to have a little bit of and honestly, I would first bake this, you know, between tiles and paper to make sure that they don't curl, they don't warp, and then I would put the molded thing on top. And then after you have this nicely baked and smooth, and you can do the molded part with a different color, you know, you can do it with different I will show it to you soon. I'm almost done with reorganizing, I promise. I'm almost done. Almost. And you'll like it. I mean, it's fairly nicely organized. I still have a whole bunch of stuff that I need to put in the distashes finally, but I'll get there, I promise. Now, the way that you do a bale for this, once it is baked, and I will show you on this texture, once it is baked, you do your texture, of course, on it. And you can make put texture on it, or if you want to make it look like old metal, let me find my brush. Here's one of the brushes. I had another one. If you want to make it look like really ancient battered metal, and I showed this before. So first I'm going to get my blade, then get it about, and you can wear this on a leather cord or a chain or whatever. Thank you, Justin. That is really good. I'm glad you do. And then do you make most of them freeform? Okay, then you want to go on a diagonal, inside out. Then your best bet is to use a dowel. I don't have a dowel here. Why I don't have a dowel here? I'll just use a paintbrush handle to show you. But I usually leave the dowel inside. You can buy dowels at the Dollar Tree. And see how I have this diagonal cut here. You go like this. Once you went like this, because again, if you want to make it look like an old battered, then, so I turned it like this, right? You go in here, and again, this time you go like this, so outside in, and you'll see why. Because theoretically you also will have some kind of texture on the back. If you do, if you don't, and you just use the battered method or my whatchamacallit, the sponge, texturing sponge, or the raspberry bead or whatever, this would be the back of my medallion. You place this right on top, right? So it would be here, it would be right here, but this goes in the back. So I place this right on top in the middle, and then you get this part very gently blended, very gently, and then you can go on top of it with the same texture that you used. Let me actually show you with this. So you put it like this, and then you can use the same texture that you used before, and then go ahead and kind of blend it with the rest of the texture that's on the back of the pendant. Or let me get this off to show you the other way. If you went with the stiff bristle brush, again you press to get it on the back. No, it will never break. If you bake it, condition it and bake it properly, it will never break. And then you go with your brush to give it the same, but, and of course you can blend it a little bit. And then use the brush to give it the battered metal, weathered metal look. And if you were curious how that looks, and just remember when I showed how to make a bale with using copper coils for refrigerators, you can put that inside for a bale. And see, now it looks really like metal. Let me refocus this. And you can use this instead of that texturing sponge. And once you buff it with a cotton cloth, it's going to be nice and shiny and looking exactly like old metal. So yeah, with the hold on, I might have one or two here. Give me just a minute. There we go. Yeah, I always have a few already cut, and I actually sometimes put them in vinegar for a few days to get them oxidized, so they wouldn't have this brand new look. They would look more, or you can use Swelligant on them as well. But you can use this kind of bale, and I showed where you showed them when I went live from Lowe's. And you look in the coil, copper coil for refrigerators, and you can find them of various dimensions and lengths, and you can do it two ways. You can do it wrapped like that, but you leave the coil inside. For better protection, you can do it like this. You have front and back, right, on the pendant, and then this one you can nicely make it like this and texture it or sculpt it or do whatever. Put one on the front and one on the back, or you can actually put both of them on the back and then slightly bring this towards the front, and always make sure that you have the curve of the copper going upwards. And you can use this one as well. So it's the Art Alchemy in the metallic line Old Silver. So, and out of a coil, even the small coils, I mean, its length, they are like $8 or $9, and the larger ones, they are like $14. But even out of an $8, they are in like these boxes, flat boxes, and it's like a spiral. Even out of an $8 one, give me, I don't know, over 100 bales like this, and you'll need a pipe cutter as well for it. And I showed in the tips, I showed some tips on how to use it. Actually, give me just a minute and I shall find it for you. Drives me nuts with always showing the new studio. I hate the new studio. It sucks big time. No, where is it? I always forget how I named it. There you go, 3 short tips. This one. I show in this one how to make the bales and how to cut them and how to... Yeah, so this one shows you how to do the tips, the bales, that live. And then I had recently a live from... And when I actually went at Lowe's, and I went live and I showed what stuff you can find at Lowe's. Let me find it for you. Should be in my, because I made a whole playlist with my lives. Okay, it's called Let's Shop for Crafting Stuff at Lowe's. And there you go. But I went exactly to those specific aisles where you can find things. So the first link will show you how to make the bales and how to use the pipe cutters and all that. And the second one shows you where you go in the hardware store to find that, and home improvement stores to find that. And yes, these ones you get them if you leave the copper in vinegar. You don't need any more. Oh, and the other thing, because a lot of people are asking me, are messaging me afterwards, how do you remove all these stains from, because you get your hand? Lava soap. Any self-respecting crafter should have lava soap in their bathroom. Yeah, if you buy the pipe, don't forget the pipe cutter, because there's a trick with cutting the pipe. If you don't know how to cut it, you're gonna squish it. That's what I did the first time I tried, before I figured out that it would be a good idea to go and search online how it should be used. I'm the kind of person who usually, when I get something, I first throw away the user manual and I try to do it myself, and then I'm like, okay, maybe that user manual is is useful in order to be able to use something. Yeah. Okay, I guess I've been up for an hour and a half, and I hope that you found these interesting, and you can come up with your own solutions. And don't forget to go check the tutorial that's on Polyclayplay. It's not my tutorial. I think it might be Penny Joe's, the original maker of the best flexible molds. But the Divas is the Cabo shapes too. And you have some customer experiences, but let me try and find the tutorial that goes with it. Because there's a tutorial that shows you how to make little flowers and all kinds of things. And I told you, I think it's Penny Joe's tutorial, if I remember right. Because you find on the best flexible molds, you'll find one or two of my tutorials as well. But there's quite a bit of Penny Joe's. Huh. I know I saw it. Oh. In just a second. I'll have to look for it. If you find it before me, because I'll probably first rest, if you find it before me, please feel free to post in the comments, and I will make sure that it gets approved, because usually when you put links and you are not the channel owner, it will moderate them. Okay, so thank you. I'm going to lay down. We've been having rain for 2 days now, and we're gonna still be having rain for another 2 or 3 days, so I'm going to go lay down. Thank you for being with me here today, and I hope you enjoyed it and you found it useful, and I'll see you next Sunday. Thank you. Thank you.